The Himiway Cruiser is one of those e-bikes that I'm not afraid to ride on any terrain. 26 by 4 inches fat tires, lots of power, and a long-range battery. These are just a few highlights. Let's take a look at how this bike works in practice. The bike arrived in a standard box. It was packed safely with a lot of padding, and there was no transportation damage. In the retail box, you get everything you need to get started, including the parts that need to be assembled, tools, a charger, and so on. The company even included a cap with its logo. Assembly is pretty straightforward and it takes about 15 minutes. At the time of this video, the bike is on sale and you can get it for £1,500 in the UK. Check out the video description if you're interested. First of all, a quick specs rundown, so you get all the information in one place and you don't need to read it on the manufacturer's website. The key hardware features include a 250-watt rear hub motor for the EU and UK markets or a 750-watt motor for the US market. Out of the box, the speed is limited to 25 km per hour, but you can easily unlock it up to 40 km for off-road use. The Cruiser has a removable and lockable 48 volts 17.5 amps battery with either LG or Samsung cells. There is also a half-twist throttle, a front coil suspension with 80 mm of travel, preload adjustment, and lockout. The bike also has a Shimano 7-speed system, KMC chain, 180 mm mechanical disc brakes, metal-made pedals, a sturdy metal-made rear rack with this really nice wooden top, front and rear mudguards, and the metal-made kickstand is robust. The Cruiser is a much bigger bike than, for instance, e-bikes with 20 inches fat tires that I've tested before. It has massive 26 by 4 inches high-quality tires made by Kenda, which make the bike big and tall and quite aggressive. However, being a 170 cm guy, I felt comfortable riding it for hours, even though I initially thought that the bike would be too big for me. The official page states that the bike is suited for riders ranging from 170 to 195 cm tall, but I'm pretty sure it can fit even taller riders due to the highly adjustable seat post. However, the handlebar height is not adjustable. The total weight capacity is 192 kilograms, which is a lot more than most e-bikes. For reference, my weight is about 75 kilograms. The Cruiser looks and feels like a tank. It is made mostly out of metal and the build quality is very good. The weight with the battery installed is around 32 kilograms, which is a lot, but most 20 inches fat tire e-bikes I've tested before have a very similar weight despite being a lot smaller. The front light is powerful enough to illuminate the road in front of you, the rear light is nice and bright, and it has an integrated brake light. The LCD has a nice backlight and it allows you to choose from 5 power assist modes or turn off the motor assistance if you want to do a little bit of exercising. You can also see the real-time speed, battery left, trip distance, odometer, maximum and average speed, and so on. The Cruiser has a good old mechanical bell that is not the best, but it is loud enough to give notice to pedestrians. Here is an audio sample. Now let's talk about the riding experience and how all of the bike's hardware works in practice. First of all, you need to press and hold the power key to turn it on and start riding the bike at the desired power mode. On paper, the EU version of the Cruiser is underpowered as it has a 250-watt rear hub motor. However, if you plan on using the bike on the private property, you can easily unlock the speed up to 40 km per hour. To be honest with you, it feels that the speed increase unlocks the full power of the motor too. It definitely feels a lot more than 250 watts. On the other hand, even if you keep the speed limit on, the Cruiser still feels pretty powerful. With the speed unlocked, I always felt that the bike had a good power reserve even when riding it in the mud or soft and wet grass, and you can immediately feel a powerful torque when you start pedaling. The EU model has the throttle, but it is limited to walking mode, so you constantly need to pedal the bike, but the speed sensor kicks in very fast. When I was off-road, 30 km per hour was the maximum speed I felt comfortable on the bumpy terrain. I mostly used the bike at the maximum power assist level, and I found the rear hub motor along with the 26 inches fat tires to be excellent in conquering pretty much any terrain. With this bike, I felt much more comfortable than, for instance, riding the bike with 20-inch fat tires. The bike feels stable and smooth, and the front suspension system works really well. Well, it's not the softest I've tested, but it does a pretty good job absorbing the bumps. I wish the bike had the rear suspension though. I also found the seat to be soft and comfy, and the handlebar grips are decent. When I rode the bike on asphalt, I reached about 40 km/h maximum speed, which is very fast, but the bike felt stable and the handling was pretty good. Hydraulic disc brakes would have been nice, but the mechanical ones are highly effective and they stop the bike fast without making any squeaking noise. Also, the Shimano gears are shifting smoothly. Lastly, the cruiser does not make any rattling noise, which is the case with quite a few e-bikes I've tested before. Overall, the riding experience is pretty amazing. I always felt confident going off-road with this bike. Big fat tires, power and speed make you feel that you can go pretty much anywhere. During my test, I could get around 75 or 80 kilometers on a single charge, which is a very good result considering the fact that I rode the bike mostly off-road and I used it on a maximum power assist level a lot. The official claim is that the 48 volts 17.5 amps battery can last you up to 96 kilometers, but that is only if you pedal on the lowest power assist mode and ride it in ideal conditions. You can remove the battery and charge it at home or keep it inside the frame of the bike. Also, there is a convenient power indicator. Overall, the Himiway Cruiser is a high-quality big fat tire e-bike, especially if you need a versatile and EU road legal vehicle, but you want an e-bike that can conquer any terrain when you go off-road. The only flaw that I could mention, I wish the bike had an electric horn instead of the mechanical bell, but you can always upgrade it. Also, the rear suspension would have been nice, but this feature is reserved for more expensive models. Other than that, the cruiser ticks all the boxes. It's got massive fat tires, it's got the power and the speed, especially when you unlock the speed limit, the bike is sturdy and the build quality is excellent. I also like the mechanical disc brakes, the range is quite impressive and the overall riding experience is great. To sum up, if you're looking for a monster e-bike with 26 inches fat tires that complies with the EU law, but it has all the speed and power for off-road use when unlocked, the Himiway Cruiser is a very solid option, and I can easily recommend it. Tell me in the comment section down below what you think about the Himiway Cruiser. Would you buy this e-bike or would you choose another option? As always, like the video if you liked it, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and as always, it was Linus, thank you for watching and see you soon.